Hi everybody, Maxim here. We're back for part 2 of the video series. Part 1, we reviewed offers. Now we're reviewing machines. Machines you can get to just by clicking the machine button in the user interface. And this is again broken down by GPU. So you can choose whatever type of GPU you want, number in a chassis, and the verification state. The data we show you is the number of hosts for 1 by 4090. We can change that to 4, and that again updates. Number of total 4090 hosts and total number of hosts of all GPU hosts. Another important metric to look at is the average on-demand machine utilization. So for 4 by 4090s, this is what the average utilization over time is. This is for the past 6 hours, and we can change that to any period we want like we did in the other panels. Below that, you have average utilization of 4090 machines by number of GPUs. So 1 by 4090 has 60% right now. 4 by has 61%, 8 by has 57%, and right now 9 by up all have very high utilizations, but they also have very low number of machines. Why don't we have a look at that panel? So right now there's 154 verified 1 by 4090 machines. There's 117 8 by 4090s. That's been an area we've seen a lot of growth, and there's 94 bys. If we change this to unverified, that actually shows you how many machines are actually in the queue. There's 133 1 bys and 23 8 bys waiting to be verified. Okay, so that essentially shows you the data that's specific to machines rather than offers. And we also have historical information, again, by number of GPUs in a chassis for a specific type of GPU, the historical data, and the utilization, very similar to offers. All right, so now that we know about average utilization and average prices and the number of machines, and we kind of have an idea of what we want to build, we can go to the estimator. So in the estimator now, we can put in very specific things. So let's say we wanted to do a 4090 with 8 GPUs, verified. Let's do 128 cores. Let's do 512 gigabytes of RAM. I'm old. We'll do between 2048 and 4096 gigabytes of storage. Between 2048 and 4096 megabits per second speed for the storage. For bandwidth up and down, let's do 1 gigabit. Okay, so this basically shows you for rented offers for 8 by 4090s in these key metrics, these are the prices in the market. 10th percentile, median, and 90th. And what we do here is we average each of those. So 10th percentile is low. So average of 10th is low. Average of median is mid. And average of 90th is high. And these suggested prices correspond to what people are currently paying. Now, if you want to see and again, you can just change these. If you wanted to see what would happen if we moved storage, CPU RAM up, we can move that up, and you'll see that the high price goes up. You'll see that the CPU RAM goes up a little bit, and all the prices change. Let's change that back down to 256. And again, all the prices update. As a matter of fact, there aren't too many or any 8 by 4090s with just 256 gigabytes of RAM in the current price history time range that we've selected. Okay, so let's now go back to something more reasonable. Let's go 512 gigabytes. And now let's do some time ranges. So now for each of these key metrics, you now have history. So we can look at the past 90 days. We can look at the past 6 months. So we've actually been capturing this correlated price data only since Evo 2, which started in September. So we really only have about 90 days of correlated data around each of those metrics. So Now that you know that for a 64 physical core, 128 CPU core machine with 512 gigabytes of RAM and 8 4090 GPUs, these are the prices that you can expect to get for that. Now, let's have a look to see how machines with that spec perform in the market. So let's go back to offers. Let's set 8 buy. Let's scroll down to where we have some machines going. So 9077 has 8 GPUs, 1 per offer, and a very high reliability. So we're just going to take that number, 9077. We're going to go to performance, and we'll just type that number in here, and we'll pull up all their performance information. So here's what we've pulled up for them. For 9077, it's located in, I believe that's near Taipei, so Taiwan. This is its characteristics. This is all of its machine JSON from 500 farm for this time period. So this is every single Vast.json for this machine every 5 minutes for the past 6 hours. Below here, this is the average rented price for the past 6 hours, average utilization for the past 6 hours, and this is comparing it to 8 by 4090 machines, which are only 38% utilization over the past 6 hours, and offers are 45.9% utilization. Now, if we wanted to see how this machine's been performing over the past, let's say 90 days, we pull that back to 90 days and look at that. This machine, 8 GPU, has been making 50 cents per GPU on average at 90% utilization. He's been kicking the crap out of 8 by machines, which are 69.9%, and offers, which are about 69.3%. So this is a great way for you to see how other machines or your machine is performing historically for your P&L. So if you wanted to see for the past 30 days, how have I been doing? Well, this machine has been averaging 100% utilization at 52 cents per GPU. You just plug that right into your P&L every month, and it'll give you your average. Now, below, remember when we were just doing the estimator? Well, this basically takes this machine spec and compares it in each one of these key areas to all other like machines with rented offers within 10% of each of these key metrics. Now, if it can't find any, it actually keeps pulling out until it finds enough that you don't have 0 in the comparison set. And what you'll have here is 5 price levels for suggested prices. Why 5? Well, because our goal with the suggested prices is to get you as high as you can in the auto sort. We believe auto sort is the most important metric for you to be aiming for to get rented using Vast's UI. So to do that, depending on your reliability, to get up in that auto sort, you have to use a lower price at a lower reliability. So let's say under 98%, you want to try 1 and 2%. As you approach 98%, you want to use about price level 3. And as you get above 98, 99%, you can try price level 4 or price level 5. Now, the price level's effectiveness will obviously be dictated by the utilization in the marketplace and where you are relative to other machines in the auto sort. And we'll get more into that later. Now, if we scroll down here, we can also say for the past, let's say, 90 days, this is how this machine, the green, has been its rented price. The red here is 90th percentile of market. The blue is 10th percent. So you'll see this machine is actually running below price efficiency. It could be fetching more money based on other like machines in the market, but it may not be able to get the same utilization. So there is always a trade-off. So I just want to encourage you to always investigate. Now, another cool thing to look at is the historical utilization and reliability of a machine. So here, for the past 90 days, the orange is the reliability and the green is the utilization. Below, you have the blue, which is disk space, orange, which is iNet up, and green, which is iNet up, and orange, which is iNet down. So this basically shows you what your performance looks like to Vast every 5 minutes that we sample it. And again, you can pull that back to the past 6 hours if you want. And again, oh, one thing I didn't mention is not only during these time frames do we show you all of a machine's original Vast JSONs, we also show you all of their original Vast offers. Now, remember how I mentioned in the previous version, in part 1 of the video and offers, how we keep track of listed prices and rented prices? So as this machine is rented right now, if this user went to raise the price by unlisting and relisting their machine, this rented price would stay at 52, even though their listed price would be higher. Now, that's not reflected in the 500 farm data, but we keep track of that on the server side. And again, you can see all of the Vast JSON for this time period, all of the performance history, all of the market performance analysis, utilization performance, and its original configurations all through history. Okay, so from here, we're going to move on to setting prices and managing your offer, and that will be part 3.